Much warmer conditions here today too than what we had for qualifying yesterday afternoon. It was windy late Thursday afternoon. Today it's around 23 degrees. So cars roll around here for the first race of the weekend, round 7 of the NZ Touring Car Masters at the home of these cars, Mount Panorama here in Bathurst. Seaton and Johnson comes the green flag. Perfect start from the front row here. In fact, Johnson gets the better start. Abel Nisa trying to squeeze his way through. Andrew Midiki will shut that argument down. Oh. Almost gets it. He does get into Glenn Seaton. Oh, the hard work for Cito to get on the front row has come up donuts.
Cito just drove straight to the apex there. Didn't realise that Mad Andy was just sitting there.
Oh, contact with Gomersall too. This is going to be a big moment.
Be a big shot. He's taken the front off that car. Secondary impact could be dangerous.
Whoa. Everybody well done the back half there to avoid that. Jason Gomersall has put the car into the fence. There was contact in the middle of the track, and no surprise, the safety car is going to be called. Damage to Mad Andy's car too. Not surprised there with that incident at turn 1 with Glenn Seaton. All
Glenn would have seen was Albanico. He wouldn't have seen that Andy was from the apex and being squeezed. Not that good a vision. He's come across thinking that the track was clear, and when he got there, clipped the front of the Camaro.
Can't stress enough how narrow that piece of racetrack is down the middle of Mountain Straight, is it?
It's narrow. We'll get a look back what happened with Gomersall here in a minute.
Here's the replay from the start.
Watch Albanico come across. So that's all Glenn sees. He can't see Mad Andy. Now he does.
Well, then it was too late.
Too late. So Mediki's in the clear. They're not his fault at all.
Front on, the damage was done before the car's got to Xbox One corner, but further up.
Here.
Now watch the back. The blue and white Tirana gets a bump.
Mark King.
From Mark King it was.
So Mark King must have got 1 or 2, I'd reckon. Moved over.
How that car didn't roll, we will never know. And Jason Gomersall backs the I-Seek Tirana into the wall. This is the view from Andrew Fisher's perspective. Oh dear.
Yes, that's 3 wide. And Mark's just tried to give himself a little bit of room between Yulden and just wheeled poor old Jason Gomersall.
Well, we're going under safety car here at Mount Panorama. Only 1 lap in the books. Come back and join us soon. We're back at Mount Panorama here in Bathurst. A sad sight here for the I-Seek Tirana of Jason Gomersall on the back of the flatbed truck here after that wild moment on Mountain Straight here on lap 1 of the NZ Touring Car Masters here. Check out some of these replays right now. This was the initial start, Paul Morris.
Yeah, so you see Albanico will come across and crowd Mediki. Seaton can't see Mediki. Mediki comes up the inside. They both see each other. She's all over. And these guys have got a lot of history. This time last year, they were both hanging out of the fence.
They sent Seaton to the back of the field. This is from Mediki's perspective. Different angle for us this time.
So he just sneaks in. There's Glenn. Glenn comes across. So not a lot you can do. Glenn had no idea he was there, and Andrew had no idea Glenn was coming across. Sometimes it's a good time just to leave a car length or 2 off the apex just to give some guys some room.
And this is further up. This is what brought the safety car out in the end. Watch left-hand side, Mark King and Gomersall.
Tirana exits it, stage right on the grass, in the fence. The big thing is he kept it there, right there. Stayed on the brake. Good driving by Gomersall just to start the brake, lock it down, stop it coming back on the racetrack.
From Andrew Fisher.
Yeah, Mark will come across here for some reason.
Just can't run 3 wide there.
Yeah, Mark didn't come across that much. This was sort of more Gomersall just got to the hump, you know, and the cars get a little bit light on a hump and they just steer around a bit and they walk on the tyre, and that's all that's happened. So can't really blame anyone for that. It's just racing.
It's happened by the time they got to the bridge there. It's clipped one of the walls. It sits out there.
Yeah, dragged it in.
Yeah.
Tore it up.
And that's what, nearly 180, 200 kilometres an hour down there.
Oh, you're hauling, and these things haven't got much aero, so they accelerate. You know, they're faster down the straight than a V8 supercar because they've got no drag.
Bit of old school NASCAR style repairs
the old baseball
here.
bat. You need that to get out of the track sometimes in NASCAR.
They got the car repaired. He's taken his spot out on the racetrack. Guess who he's behind for the restarts? Car number 30. Well, so they'll square up here in this one.
Well, they might square up.
Still behind the back of the Lexus RCF safety car here at Bathurst. We promised it'd be action, but not that early in the race. So Johnson, Bow, Abel Nisa, Jim Richards, who now leads the championship since with the last round at Sydney Motorsport Park back in September. We go back to Yulden, King, Fisher, Mason, Karen Filofsky and Tony Edwards back there in 10th place. But Most of this has been spent under Lexus safety car.
We should get green here. The recovery crews are right on the job here.
They've been very good all weekend.
They hold it flat around here in the trucks. You know, that opening shot, you could see the guy driving the tilt tray had it on the floorboards, had it matted, trying to get the thing back into the pits. He wants to see the race as well.
Busy weekend for you this weekend too, in the Dunlop Series as well later today for qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying later today. Pretty hot. Might cool down a bit the Savo, but might have to break out the cool suit.
What do you do now under safety car when you're behind a safety car? What do you do? What's the pre-race build-up here?
Oh, really it's a restart of the race, but it's a little bit better. You got single file, so you're a bit in control. You know, you're not going to get cheap shotted. It's just a matter of keeping a bit of tyre temp in and keeping the marbles off the tyres.
Stephen Johnson, as I said earlier today, claimed his third pole position. He jumped aboard Mustang Sally at the Simmons Plains round in Tasmania. That was the first of his 2 clean sweeps this year in the championship so far. The next one up at Queensland Raceway back in August. John Bowe debuted that Tirana at the Winton round. And there's the countdown. Qualifying coming up for the V8 Supercars, just 1 hour and 1 minute away here. The track record set to get broken. We saw that 2:04 set earlier today by Jamie Whincup. We'll go quicker than that today, you think?
I don't think so. Well, depends on the track temp, you know. If it cools down and we don't get any weather, you might see it. It was a pretty handy time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Right the death knock of that final practice session earlier today. Great crowd as ever here at Mount Panorama on top of the hill. They've been coming in here since Sunday. Some have been here once, some have been here over 40 times. Hasn't it changed over the years?
That's great up there now. Like, when I first come here, you wouldn't go up there, you might get out alive.
Yes.
You definitely wouldn't take your girlfriend up there. Now there's kids riding push bikes and people having picnics and just enjoying car racing, having a lovely time. So if you've never been there, put it on your bucket list, get down here and check it out.
It's a full day out just to get around the racetrack. If you were to walk from the bottom down here on Pitt Straight up to the top, it's an all-day excursion.
Yeah, we can get right down to where we are now. See the cars through this part of the track, see the fans up on the right-hand side there. The car's actually slow enough there and you've got enough time. You can really see them engaging with you when you're driving a car around here. And that's what makes it cool.
It's an awesome place.
To rip around this place when you're hauling the thing across the top, seeing the fans reacting to how hard you push the car. They really inspire you to get into it.
Lights are out. That's a good sign on the Lexus RCF safety car, so we'll get a few racing laps in here.
Yeah, we'll probably get four to run here. Quick dash for cash. Get money beyond Stevie J here. Bit more cubic capacity than the Tirana.
Yeah. Abel Nice has been solid again this weekend. Jim Richards just clawing his way back to the championship lead.
Mark King doing a good job at 6, so survived that little bit of a skirmish. Was the meat in the sandwich.
On board with Andrew Miedeke, Glenn Seaton ahead of him. They're at the front of the initial start. They're now at the back. That's the view from the top of the mountain. That's how far away the chase is. If you sit up the top there, you can actually see the whole course from that point.
Get a cracking view. Some nice houses along the circuit too.
Absolutely. Could happily live here. No problems at all. The Lexus RCF safety car pulls into pit lane. Stephen Johnson will lead the pack around out of Murray's Corner for the restart of race 1, round 7 of the NZ Touring Car Masters here at Bathurst. Stacks the field up nicely, gets on the loud pedal, and the green flag is back in the air.
And the Mustang should romp away up Mountain Straight.
Abel Nice has gone with him, so they've pulled away from Jimmy Richards already as they head out of Held Corner, Xbox One Corner this weekend. And the climb, let's hope we can keep it clean and green for the remaining 4 laps. Much more sedate this pace than what it was initially.
Yeah. Albanica's having a little bit of look at JB here. JB's covering him off. It's giving him no options. You could see that coming early. He's just got to hold on until he gets to the cutting, and then John Bowe should be able to eke out a bit of a lead over Albanica across the top and down the hill. Get some breathing space.
How about the experience in the first 4 or 5 positions there? Johnson, Bowe, Abel Nice, who was very good on the ovals at Calder Park back in the day. Jimmy Richards, Yulden is in the field. Mark King, production car champ.
Yeah, gun in production cars, Mark. Having a good run here this weekend too.
Across the top of Reed Park they come. Pro-Am cars also in the field a bit further down, as this part of the course is one of my favourites. In fact, the whole 6.21 kilometres of it is. This in particular.
This is the place where it sorts them out. Where you want to go fast, it's from the cutting to the forest elbow.
So we're through for race control. This is the second last lap. We're going to a time certain finish. So if you're going to make hay, it's the time to do it.
Not a lot that can be done here. The guys will be aware of it. It's really just going to be a grid setter for the next race.
Different looking grid for tomorrow's race. Another one on Sunday morning prior to the big one, the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. On board with Andrew Fisher. New engine for this car.
Flat shift in that thing.
The way he treated new engine.
Yeah, Holman, Mark Scape used to change gears like that. Albanica having a look here. Not quite close enough.
The big heavy Falcon coupe and the little nimble Tirana.
Yeah, John's vulnerable on those straights, so 5-litre Chev, 5-litre Holden engine in that Tirana versus a bigger capacity 6-litre unit.
Down the final turn they come. So this will be the last lap, a time certain finish. Stephen Johnson was out to 1.2 seconds. Nick Bauer's going to have to fight off Abel Nisa as Jimmy Richards gets onto the back of him now.
Gives JB some breathing space.
Final lap, they climb Mountain Straight. Unfortunately, that lap 1 incident has chewed up into a couple of our laps here. 2:20.66 on the first line. Lap's not handy. It's only 5/10 off the lap record, if you don't mind.
Jim's in the draft here. See what he does.
But Yilden sitting behind him with Mark King after that moment on Mountain Straight with Jason Gomersall. Then it's Fisher, Mason, Karen Filowski and Paul Freestone inside the top 10.
Cito's moved up to 14 on the back of French, Edwards and Hunter. He might get these guys this lap. Interesting to see how far he moves up. If he really wanting to get ahead of Mount Andy. Don't want to be anywhere near him if he's thinking.
Be pretty fiery.
They've been getting together a lot, those guys.
As the legend of Bathurst, Dick Johnson, watching his son Stephen. Shame we're not going to see Johnson in the 1000 this weekend.
To me, it's not cool, you know. Steve should be in that race. Probably one of the best credentialed co-drivers out there. Be hard for him, but show him what he's got here right now. And turned up to support his team. He's in the pit there with Jill and his dad, cheering on Marcus and Scotty Pye in a practice session before, so good on you, Steve. Just showing his authority on the field here. Steve Johnson still in the prime of his driving career, just ticked over the 40 mark. There's plenty of years left in him.
Stephen Johnson has gone away from this one. It's down to 2 seconds on this, the final lap. Into the chase he comes, the Pace-sponsored Mustang. It's an iconic car that was raced by John Bauer for many seasons. Just one corner remains.
Back.
Yeah, exactly right.
This is the place to having it back.
Down to the final turn, and John Bauer's going to hold on to second place here. It was safety car polluted, but Stephen Johnson will take the checkered flag in race 1 of the NZ Touring Car Masters here at Mount Panorama. John Bauer gets second, and it's still on here as Mad Andy fights with Rusty French here.
Rusty French, what'll Rusty do here? He's got a spare car, so he won't mind scratching it.
But never say die attitude of Andrew Meadie.
There he goes defensive. Rusty goes defensive. Keeps him at bay. Well done, Rusty.
Good job. They got him up to 20th place in the end there. But well done to Stephen Johnson. Got into the 19s on the very final lap. 2:19.45. The margin just over 4 seconds in the end. It was a wild old start.
Yeah, not good for these guys. They wanted to put on a good show.
Hopefully Jason Gomersall can get that car repaired. But Stephen Johnson, your winner here. John Bauer second, Eddie Abel-Nisa third. Jim Richards was fourth, then Brett Yilden, Mark King, Andy Fisher, Cameron Mason, Tony Karanfilowski and Paul Freestone inside the top 10. Amazing field race here. A couple of cars have been left licking their wounds. Tony Hunter, Glenn Seaton got to 12th place in the end there. Tony Edwards, Rusty French, Adam Garwood, Wayne Mercer, Cam Tilley, Leo Tobin. Sven Burkhardt is back this weekend. And Medicki inside the top 20. Bad news, this is going to do it from the back of the field.
Yeah, he's a lap down there, so not much to gain, but At least the car's not too damaged. They got it all sorted out, fix the tyre up. They should be good to go.
And Gomersall, the hard luck story of this race.
Yeah.
Lots of work to do for the Matt Stone Racing team.
Yeah.